Well, who do I have with me today?
Hunter Willoughby,
Where are you from?
Memphis, Indiana.
Okay. I'm going to ask you a series of questions today. Um, who got you into hunting and why?
Well, my dad, my dad and his buddies, they always thought about hunting. Then they finally started. Then they really enjoyed it. Then my dad was like, "Well, I'm gonna get my kids into hunting." So he started taking me hunting. I enjoyed it, and then I started going by myself. About 8 years old, I always shoot at one, always miss. But yeah, my dad started getting me into hunting. I enjoyed it, so I just stuck with it.
Okay. Uh, what's your favorite memory about hunting? With your dad, family, friends?
Well, I was with my dad. We were behind the house, sitting up in a tree. He's like, "Well, we got a deer coming in." I was like, "All right." I'm a little feller, not knowing what I'm doing. He's like, "Be quiet." I was like, "Where's the deer at? Where's the deer at?" He said, "Shut up. Shut up." Like, all right. So I finally quit talking. Deer come into range. He shoots it. He's like, "Well, we're going to give it time to go die." All right. So we start to go look for it. And I said, "Dad, there's the deer." He said, "No, it's not." I was like, "Dad, that's the deer." He said, "No, it's not." I said, "Okay, let's follow the blood trail." That was the deer.
Heck yeah. Uh, what was your first deer?
It was a doe. Um, Dad just got off work, come home. He said, "Hey, son, you want to go see if there's a deer out in that field?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, let's go." I was using a 44. Uh, Went back there. There was a doe in the field. So I shoot at her. I hit her. Walk up to the deer, shot her in the jaw, dropped her.
Well, that's the way to do it.
Yeah, huh? No meat's messed up.
Yeah. Um, what's your biggest buck throughout the years?
Well, I have a non-typical 207. Killed it in Madison, Indiana at Big Oaks on a youth hunt. About 7 o'clock, we start walking in the woods, get pretty deep. Dad says, "Okay, it's a good spot." We sit down, wait till daylight. We grunt, we rattle. All right, nothing happens. We walk about 50 yards down the trail. We stop, rattle, grunt. He says, "All right, here's one coming." You can hear him chasing the doe, grunting his butt off. Dad finally stops him at 25 yards. I put it on his shoulder. Bam. He runs down a hill. You hear him crash.
Okay. Uh, what kind of bow you use throughout the season, if any?
Well, I was using a Bowtech. Then the limbs started to crack. So I took it into the shop. They said it'd be about 3 months before it's fixed. I was like, "Okay, well, we can't have that. We got to have a bow."
Yeah.
So I go buy an Elite 35 E Energy. Probably one of the best bows I've ever had. I'll
So
probably stick with them.
you recommend it to other people?
Yes.
Okay. If you have any tips and tricks, to public hunting, what would they be?
Well, you're looking for open areas, but then again, you're not. Because these deer, they're always going to be pressured. And they're going to look for the thickest crap because nobody wants to go in it. So if you can find you a thick spot that you can actually put a tree stand in and see about 20 to 30 yards, probably a pretty good spot. Sit there, don't make any noise until you get about November, late November, then start grunting and rattling.
All right. Well, fellers, you heard it from the one and only.
Big Will.
That's right.